Hey, what's up, everybody? A real quick video here. Christian Ballard Sports Media, coming at you with who I think the top one, two, three, four, five. I got 7 guys listed. I think the Bucs should target. Now, I know I already made one a couple weeks ago, but here on the day of the NFL draft, or the day before, really, I wanted to just give my final thoughts on guys that we've seen at the combine that have done very well, and just overall looking at it. And, does the philosophy in the draft style change for the Tampa Bay Bucks, by the way, considering Todd Bowles is now the head coach as Bruce Arians retired? Bruce Arians is what they called the quarterback whisperer, offensive guru. Now you got Todd Bowles, the defensive coordinator, stepping in. He's still going to be the defensive coordinator, still going to be trying to call plays, but is that the way to go? I'm going to start the first guy that I didn't even think to mention in the first video. And some of these guys I mentioned it's a great possibility, and they won't be on the board at 27. So maybe they got to trade up. I don't know. But these are guys that you hope could be on the board. And if they are, take a chance on them. But I'm going to start with a very physical back on the defensive side, and Arnold Abigate from Penn State. Very physical threat, very fast, good getting at the quarterback. He's a little hesitant at first, but once he gets going, he's got a good motor, he's got a good size, he's got great skill set, great physicality. Yes, I said that on purpose. But that's a guy that I think they could definitely – I think they need to improve the outside pass rush, really. I think working on the interior is something to think about, but they need to – I think that definitely the depth in the linebacking core. I really think at this moment, long term, it's Devin White and everybody else, for the Tampa Bay. But, they franchise tag guys like Shaq Barrett, but I don't know how long he's going to be there. I don't know how long they're going to keep him long term. But again, we'll see. Number 2 on the list, I mentioned linebacker. A big part of the pass rush for Georgia last season was Nakobe Dean. Very fast and explosive, really good. Like I said, the Bucks need a long-term answer alongside Devin White. And I also think with Vita Vea on the defensive line, and we'll get to that later on, I really think this class is so heavy on defense, the Bucks could work with it. They've always needed to draft defense, not so much today because they have figured some things out. But with Todd Bowles, and part of this is Todd Bowles being the head coach. He's a defensive guru. So does he want to draft based on what he's good at, what he wants to work on? Does he want some depth? Does he want to create a defensive environment in Tampa Bay? I think that's a big thing too. I'm going to say number 2 on the list is Nakobe Dean from Georgia. A big part of Georgia's pass rush this past season. He's the guy that I think, alongside Devin White, he's the guy we need to go with. Number 3, I say George Karloftis. It's possible you got to trade up for a guy like him. Maybe you got to go a little high to 19 or 20. They're at 27. I think I got him going to the Cowboys around 24. I think the Cowboys are at like 24 in the draft. So maybe you got to trade up for him. But if that's someone you can get your hands on at 27 or trade up for him, whatever you got to do, George Karloftis is a guy that I don't know if I want to say it's a steal, but it's a great pickup that I think a lot of these defensive-minded coaches and defense-heavy teams are having their eyes set on this guy from Purdue. So he just keeps getting the hype every single day. Drafts tomorrow. They're going to be talking about him nonstop, I'm sure. We'll see. But number 4 really on the list, I'd say, is Johan Dotson alongside Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Are you kidding me? If Jahan Dotson's on the board and you don't take a receiver like that, you're crazy, man. Tom Brady comes back and you don't want to forget a duo with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Forget a duo. What about a trio, man? Get another Penn State guy out there. He's got the speed, great burst and acceleration, great hands, can get to the football, can catch it in traffic, catch it in wide open space, go after it, great route runner. This will be an incredible pick. I mentioned wide receivers. If Dotson is gone and you still want to draft a weapon at 27, go after Chris Allave. And I didn't put him on the list, but now that I think about it, maybe John Mechie. Although I do think that the injuries kind of held him back a little bit of question marks for Mechie. I see him as a day 2 guy. But Chris Allave out of Ohio State, great production last year. 65 receptions, 13 touchdowns for 936 yards. Very well built. Great disciplined player. And, of course, playing with C.J. Stroud last year, he was part of a very good offense. So he knows what to expect. Linebacker Devin Lloyd, not exactly like in Jacoby Dean. Like I mentioned, he was a first-team All-Pac-12 selection in 2020, and he can play very well. He plays well as a middle linebacker, or if you drop him behind the line, not necessarily off pass rush, but he's one of those guys that can go up, play in some good coverage, and knock the ball down, and he'll be a guy that can help get a turnover on downs for you. So that's definitely someone to look out for. Number 1, 2, 3. I didn't number these when I put it there. This is like number 6 or 7, but Kyrie Lom, outside of Derek Stingley, this corner from Florida is very, very talented, very gifted, very fast. One of the most complete corners in the draft. Like I said, outside of Derek Stingley, you're not getting Derek Stingley in this uniform. Sorry. There's not anything you could give up to the Jets or the Giants or whoever's that high up there drafting tomorrow night that could get him in the pewter. So outside of Derek Stingley, Kyrie Lom is one of the most complete corners in the draft. He wants a fight on 3rd and long, 2nd and long, a long, deep shot downfield, a great size. He's a vertical threat. We talk about wide receivers like that. I think a corner could still be considered a vertical threat. If you're going to throw the deep ball, you want a guy like that with great speed and size going after the wide receiver, playing good in coverage, knocking the ball away. But he is kind of handsy, and, he does play a little too much to where you might get a penalty or two. So if you can cut him back on getting PIs or whatever, pass interference calls, I think you have a really good chance with him because you can't give up too many penalties. But this is a guy that wants to just fight and play and go out there, man. He gets really excited and hyped up to play the game from what I've read and what I've been told and really kind of what I've experienced. I watched him play for Florida last year. He did really well. I think he's going to be great on the next level, but that's someone we could look at. And then number 6 on the list here, number 7 actually. Like I said, I should have numbered these. Devonta Wyatt out of UGA alongside Vita Vea. Are you kidding me? 2 guys that can bull rush and get to the quarterback. Heck yes. I'm excited for this, man. You imagine Devonta Wyatt. Now, I think I got him going to the Bills. But either way, he's Devonta Wyatt, man. See, there's so many guys that the Bucs could get. They're going to be able to get at least 1 or 2 of these guys that are going to be available. And if they don't take 1 or 2 of those guys that are available, if any of these guys are on the board at 27, I think I'm going to lose my cool on Thursday night. But Devonta Wyatt's a big, physical, mean monster. He's not exactly like Jordan Davis. He's well built. He's good getting, just playing interior defensive lineman. Can stop the quarterback, can get to the quarterback, get his hands up, get in your face, stop the run game, block a pass, or knock a pass down, whatever. He can do it all there alongside a guy like Vita Vea. And they do think, I will say, Ndamukong Suh, yeah, but they need some long-term answers at defensive tackle alongside Vita Vea, which is a long-term answer. But I would say, you need more than one guy, right? You need edge, You know, I mentioned middle linebacker like Nakobe Dean. But you could work on the interior line with guys like this. But let me know what you think, Bucs fans, down below. I love these prospects, mostly defense. I think I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 players, 4 on defense. I just think that this defensive class is loaded this year, and I think the Bucs struggled a little bit. It wasn't exactly what we saw from the Super Bowl run, and I'm not saying to cut anybody, but definitely add some depth. You know, Shaq Barrett keeps getting franchise tagged. He's a linebacker. He's good, but is he going to be with the team long term? So do you take a Devin Lloyd or whoever, right? Vita Vea. And then what? And then what? I think, man, I don't know. But let me know, Bucs fans, down below in the comments. Who should we take with the 27th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft? Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers select, and you put it down in the comments below. I love y'all. Jesus loves you. I'll see you live for the draft tomorrow night. Keep your head up. God bless. And as always, from a Bama fan, I say roll Tide, roll. But go Bucs, baby. Woo! Go Lions too. Love y'all. Peace.